Bismillah, alhamdulillah. The questioner says, connection to the internet. The internet has changed rapidly in recent years. With the emergence of social media, people experience information overload. Salafis are online, and they face the same challenges. It seems that people today are constantly skimming tweets and Facebook postings, whereas previously, many years previously, the Salafis used to be busy with articles or PDFs or audios. Today everybody seems to be in the know due to social media, but there seems to be less free time and less seeking of real knowledge. What is your advice to the Salafi in this digital climate? I'll try my best to answer this question with suitable advice, inshallah ta'ala, and if my brother Abu Khadija wants to add, فَلْيَتَفَضَّلْ. The questioner has alluded to something. If you go back 20 years, in the early days of the internet, there were issues that were happening in that time. The Ikhwan al-Muslimun, the Qutubiyya, the Sururiyya, who were upon the madhab of the Khawarij, they were present, the ideology was present. And likewise the Jahmiyyah, the Ash'aris, the Maturidis, the Mu'tazilis, and other than them, they were starting to appear on the internet. So in that time, what used to happen was that the Salafis who were involved in the da'wah, they would write articles, refutations, translations of the statements of the scholars, of the statements of the Salaf, refuting these ideas. And these refutations would be extensive, these writings would be extensive. 20 pages, 30 pages, 40 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages. And the Salafis who started to become connected by way of the internet, Salafis in America, Salafis in Canada, Troy here, Salafis in Africa, Salafis in whatever place, they would eagerly await these documents, download them, print them, create files of them, and they would read them and devour them. So from that time, as we move and we see the internet progressing and changing its form and the way it is used till we come to this time of ours today, we see something completely different. We see the YouTube generation and the Facebook generation and the Twitter generation and the social media microblogging generation, where basically instead of your attention being focused upon one thing or one topic or one issue, your mind is scattered in 100, if not 1,000 different directions. You have Facebook posts, 500 friends, 1,000 friends. This is just the essence of madness. It is junoon, that you have 500, 1,000 people who are your artificial friends. It's not real friendship. And everyone is competing for your attention for some ridiculous, useless post that they are making. However, we are speaking about Islamic knowledge. And so this is really where the deception lies, in that what appears to be useful is in fact a double-edged sword. And everyone can attest to this from their own experience. You will testify to this with your own experience. So instead of me speaking in a great detail about the harms, what I want to do to keep the advice practical, I will just give you simple practical advice. So let's leave all the long-winded speech and let's give some real practical advice as to how to use smartphones, how to use social media, and how to put it within, to keep it in line with some of the things which I mentioned in my talk yesterday and the day before about seeking knowledge. So first of all, the asl with ilm, the asl with seeking knowledge, is to travel to the ulama, to travel to the scholars, and to take it from them directly. If not, then you go to the masajid. If you have mosques in your vicinity and you have students of knowledge, then you go and you sit in the masjid and you listen directly the lesson. You take ilm that way. If you're not able to do that, then the internet and these means are a means where you can have live transmission of these lectures and these lessons. And before you even start listening to these lessons, you already have a program. You already have a plan, as I mentioned, that your aim, for example, in your program is that you are memorizing the Quran at a certain time in the day. You are memorizing some sunnah at a certain time of the day. You are studying a particular book over a period of 2 months. It could be the 4 rules, it could be the 6 principles, it could be Kitab al-Tawheed, it could be something on Hadith, could be something on Tafsir. You already have a plan. You already have a plan in place that you are pursuing. So as part of this plan, the internet comes handy to you because you have access now to information that you can't have information directly by way of hearing. So you find resources, for example, lectures, audios. If in Arabic you can speak Arabic, then you find statements from the ulama, shuruh, explanations of al-Qawaid al-Arba'. So you scour the internet and you find these lessons, you download them on your iPod, your iPhone, whatever else it is, and your aim is to systematically go through these lessons. That's one way that you use the internet practically. Another way that you use the internet practically, or another policy that you should have with respect to smartphones and the internet, is that your phone should only really be to connect with your family and very close friends. It's not for social media. It's for traveling on journeys. You should have a policy, like I have a policy, that the phone is to be used for family, immediate family, and close friends. And when on a journey, because on a journey it's vital that you have a phone for emergency, for contacting family. Outside of that, it is your private time. And you decide how much of that time will be spent on answering calls and responding to social media messages. That person is mad, has lost his mind, who spends at least more than 15-20 minutes a day on messaging. This person is mad. This person does not know the value of his or her time. I mentioned in the very first talk the value of time, the value of life. So you should have a policy that at a specific time of the day, I will check my WhatsApp or whatever else it is that you're using. I will check those messages outside of what you use to communicate with your close relatives or friends or family, whatever else it is. So you have a specific time that you use for that purpose. But as for everything else, it is the facility is there for you to acquire knowledge. So you download lectures on, as I said, explanations of the various books, and you find articles that are in line with what you are already studying. Right? So you've already got a program. You're going on the internet. You are finding some answers on a mas'ala, statements of the scholars, statements of the from the Salaf, audios or questions which have already been answered by the sheikhs in Arabic, if not then in English from the du'at. All these resources are available from the Salafi websites. You download them and then you go through them. This is how you should be using the internet. But as for you're just shopping for this and you're shopping for that and you're looking for something to move your heart and to stir your heart, and you're reading through the tweets and you're reading through Facebook's posts and you think, mashallah, that was touched me and this one touched me. You're not going to really move anywhere with that type of attitude. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.